Hi, my name is Buffy Hamilton, and I'd like to welcome you to this fourth video in a series designed especially for Mrs. Frost's 9th Honors Literature Composition students on how to cite specific information sources in Gale Literature Resource Center. This video is produced courtesy of the Unquiet Library at Creekview High School. This information source we'll be citing in this fourth video will be a reference article from the E-series or ebook American Novelists 1910 through 1945. So let's get started with our citation. Because this comes from Gale Literature Resource Center, we're going to begin by selecting online database from the list of citation types in NoodleTools. This is housed in the third category of information sources, electronic or online. Press Create Citation to begin the citation wizard. NoodleTools is going to ask us if this content is exclusively online in a database, or has this work been reproduced elsewhere in print. This particular source, because original print publication information is indicated, will need to be indicated here, and we are dealing with a reference book. We're then going to select Next to move forward with our citation. The first two choices we will not change. This is an encyclopedia, and this is a single article. The third question is going to ask us, has this work been duplicated from a printed work, or again, is it exclusively online? We're going to say yes and press Next because it was originally in print. We're now ready to begin the heart of our citation. We're going to need to first identify the author of this article or entry, and Gale provides us a little assistance by giving us text clues as to where we can find that bibliographic information. So we're going to look for the text link, authors. We can copy the title, or name of the author, or you can simply just type that name, Richard Astro, into the field and copy or paste or straight up type, whatever is easiest for you. Once you've entered the name, be sure to hit add so the name sticks. And now we're ready to get the title of the article or the entry. This will be to the far right of our text clue that Gale provides us, title. And again, you can copy and paste or you can type. Once you've entered that, you now need to look for the title of the reference book or the ebook. This is going to be immediately to the right of the text clue source. This ebook is American Novelists 1910 through 1945. And again, you may choose to copy that information or you may type it in. Make sure that you capitalize properly if typing by hand. We're now ready to give some additional information about this information source, and we're going to look and see if page numbers are provided. And typically for reference books that are in Gale LRC, that information is not going to be available, and this is true in this case. So since page numbers are not provided, we're now going to look and see if the name of an editor is present. If it is, it typically follows the name of the book, and it will be preceded with the abbreviation ED period. And indeed, James J. Martine is the title, or the name of the editor. Again, we're going to paste that in. If you happen to get text you don't need, make sure that you erase it. We do not need to include the abbreviation ED. And again, make sure that you put the correct parts of the name in the correct field. If there is a middle initial, be sure to include a period after the initial and then press add. We're now ready to look for edition and volume numbers. In this case, no edition is provided. Now, things get a little tricky here because we do see a volume number, but that is actually from Dictionary of Literary Biography. And typically, that can be a standalone reference set of books. However, this is indicating to us that this article on John Steinbeck, which is housed in the e-reference book American Novelists, originally appeared in Volume 9 of Dictionary of Literary Biography. This gets a little murky and a little complicated to cite, and if we were to use the citation generator within Gale, you would see that level of publication information is going to be included. The way that we are going to handle this is by not putting that volume number in the box here. simply because that really is not the volume number of American Novelists 1910 through 1945. So we're going to let that go for right now. We need to have a placeholder to indicate the Dictionary of Literary Biography, and while this isn't really officially the series name, that is going to be the box that's going to allow us to complete this entry correctly. And we apologize that there's not a better box or field included, but that's going to be our workaround for this information challenge. So I don't need to include the volume number for the series name. We can simply just indicate that in this box. And again, if you grab text that you don't need, then go ahead and do that. Again, I realize that's a bit confusing and it's not exactly the correct way to input that data, but for this citation management tool, this field is going to be the one that will place that original publication information in the correct order for MLA style. So thank you for your patience on that. You can indicate the series number by giving that volume number. This would be a good placeholder for that, to put the volume 9, even though it's really not a series number. We're now going to move on, and the rest of the citation should be fairly easy. We're going to look for the city, publisher, and copyright date, which will be Detroit, Gale Research in 1981. And again, you can either copy and paste that into the appropriate fields, or if you find it easier to type, then simply enter that, making sure that you spell and capitalize correctly. We're now ready to wind down this citation, and we need to include the name of the database, which is Literature Resource Center. And Gale helps us out by giving us a menu of databases to choose from as we type. And then the last step is to get the correct document URL, which is either available from the pop-up window generated by Bookmark This Document, or if I scroll all the way to the bottom of the article and go to the document URL, that's actually the easier way of generating that information. Paste it in. The rest of the fields do not need to be changed, or they do not apply to this citation. And we are now ready to generate the citation. Thank you for watching video 4 in a series on citing information sources from Gale LRC, designed by the Unquiet Library, especially for Mrs. Frost's 9th Honors Literature Composition students.